Guys, it's Ray here from City Fan TV. How are you all doing tonight? Sunday night, just gone 9. Just checking messages. Get a lot of messages on. Got a load of messages from a Preston fan for some collaboration work with them. I'm just gonna do my usual, guys. I'm just gonna put a tweet out there. So people can watch the stream, so that the ones who don't haven't got the notifications turned on, I tell a few on Twitter, so they know that we're about footy, about Man City, no less. Let's just quickly do this for you guys. So the idea behind the video today is it's going to be a player ratings video. English Mastiff, how you doing, mate? Bernard, hey, good to have you online, guys. I'll try and get to about 10 people watching, and then the plan is to go for it. We'll go through our player ratings. Just player rating about Liverpool hacking, Bernardo Silva indiscretion. Don't know whether you're going to call it indiscretion or not, guys, but that's what I'm going to call it. I don't want to call it anything else for the time being. My computer's on go slow. Maybe I've got too many open tabs. Chris, how you doing, mate? Hope you're well. Yeah, Bernardo Silva, a bit naive. Absolutely, we'll talk about that. I'm not so sure. I think it's nothing so bad, but can be misconstrued, and I think an apology and a delete is or was the only way out. So just quickly tell a few people, so obviously that they are aware. Let's get Blackpool Blu-ray involved and try and get Mike. So guys, how are you all doing? The ones who've just joined us, hope you guys are well on a Sunday night. Just quickly get to a couple more people, and then want to get cracking. Want to get in and out. I've got so much on. I think this is going to be an all-nighter for me today. A lot on. Hi, Carl. Hope you're well. Hope you're well, Carl. AK50, everyone gets a 10. Outstanding performance. We can't give 10s to everybody. We have to be objective. What did Bernardo Silva say? Ooh. Well, I'll get to 10. When I get to 10 subscribers, I'll go for it. Until then, we'll just keep some pleasantries. And yeah, we'll go for it in a minute. And guys, get me words out right. The Premier League review show. I've just recorded an episode with Bernard, and that is out right now. So it's just been released. We do it on StreamYard because it's just the quality is pretty good. So it'll say it's streamed whatever an hour and a half ago. We've just finished recording that half an hour ago, whatever, an hour ago. And I've just made it public, so it's available to anybody. Bernard, that's an in-joke with Bernard about Stuart Brennan there. Chris, hey Angus, hey, how you doing, buddy? AK, if your time objective, I haven't picked City to win the league since 15-16. Liverpool just keep on rolling on. Cheers, Chris. Chris Welch. Yeah, watch the review, guys. Let's get those numbers up. I want to get the review show back up to over 200 views. I'm not asking you to watch it 20 times each, guys, but if you could watch it and give us your comments, give us your feedback. We need to, we'd like to know how you like it. Hey, Hasib, how you doing? Apparently, yeah, Hasib is calling me Willie Caballero. Yeah, what a weekend of footy. What a weekend of footy. Absolutely, Angus. Look, it's what you want. City win and United lose. City keep singing those blues, or whichever way, whatever words you want. Or City, you got me singing those blues. Whatever way you want it to let the words out. I tell you what, I'm knackered. I've been running around like an idiot today. Been up to my mum's a couple of times and running around so much on. But I always say it's good to be busy. Keeps you out of trouble. The boiler guy around tonight, the gas engineer, making some changes. I've got to keep healing my boiler going. I think there's something going wrong. I see the power shifted years ago, mate. Years ago. Absolutely, Chris. United struggling. How long has Ollie got? How long has Ollie got? I am up to 13, guys, so let's go. Let's go through our player. Look, briefly say it. Look, City were pretty good yesterday in an 8-0 win. Watford, pretty poor. So, and try and be objective. It's important to be objective and not just say, look, we won 8-0 and everybody's getting a 10. Because I don't think people should be getting 10s, even though we won 8-0. Here's my thought, guys, okay? Just bear with me, hear me out. As Pep said in the press conference, we had 5 shots early on in that first 20 minutes or whatever, and we scored 5 goals. But he also said we gave them 2 chances to score goals in that same time. And goals change matches. Goals change matches. And if Deulofeu had put that chance he had away, it would have been 1-1. Would that put the jitters into City? Worried about the previous week's performance at Norwich? Who knows? We don't know. We can only speculate. But goals change matches. Ask Chelsea. Yeah, when they thought they'd scored and VAR ruled it out and Liverpool went up the other end and scored to make it 2-0. Ask Spurs, who thought they'd scored. VAR rules it out. Leicester go up the other end and score. So, it's goals change matches. And, what's the difference between this performance and against Norwich or Spurs? Against Spurs, we had 30 shots. We scored 2 goals. They had 2 shots on target and scored 2 goals. If the other team are clinical and we're not, we can end up getting a draw or, like at Norwich, losing a game. Yesterday, we were far more clinical in the first 20 minutes, scoring 5 goals. Obviously, the game was over. But we still had, I think it was 29 shots to score 8 goals. So we were, scoring every 3.5 shots. Is that good? Is it not good? I don't know. Against Spurs, we scored every 15 shots. Now, if we scored every 10 shots against Spurs on target, we'd have won that game, I reckon, 3 or 4-2. It's just one of those things, guys. That's why I say we will create a lot of chances. If we're not clinical, teams like Norwich can do us. Teams like Spurs can get an unwarranted, unmerited point against us. And if we're not, when we do take our chances, look what happens. We can put teams to the sword. We can absolutely batter teams. I had some notes here, but I think it would be very naughty of me to come on and just say, read these notes. I've lost my notes now. one of those. You write something and you lose it. Just having a quick look, guys. I wrote some notes and I've lost them. How can I lose them? Maybe I might toss them in the bin. I was going to come on and take the mick out of somebody, but all right, they escape. They escape. When City score 10, when the Prem will go into meltdown. It's already got into meltdown. They don't want to talk about it. Mourinho, caretaker manager at United. He's more likely to go to Real Madrid with Zidane in trouble. Chris, United managers give them a good kick up the way. That won't happen with the players they've got. Won't happen, Chris. Angus Walsh's Liam Gallagher was right. Man United are going down the pan. Absolutely, Angus. We could have scored 12. College wasn't just a score that made it a good day. Mendy needed the time he got. Sterling get rest. Got it. Bernardo needed a boost to get him going. Perfect. Yeah, you couldn't ask for more than that, Carl, because Cancelo got about 40-odd minutes. He came on after, I think, 52 minutes or something. Angelino got 45 minutes. Eric Garcia came on at the end as well. He got some minutes. Fernandinho looked quality. We had decent performances all over the pitch. That's the way, sadly, that's the way it's going to be. That's the way it's going to be, Chris. We're always going to get, if you're a fan of a club and you're given a rival, let's say, credit, people are going to have a go at you for it. It's crazy. Underforce, are you wearing any underpants, mate? He was phenomenal the first 4 games of the season. Brilliant for England, and he still scored, what was it, 6 league goals this season? Is that right? Top scorer's got 7. I don't think he's done too bad. Cancelo and Angelino look good, says English Master, absolutely. Jonathan and Cherry Smith, we still miss. Yeah, there's no question. That Norwich game was crying out for a Vincent Kompany. Crying, mate. Hope you're well. I think we say that's Flowerous Spring. Flowerous Spring. Hey, come on, guys. I'll have you. Hey, hi, Zerza. Now, there's a lot of people I've not seen before, so hello to everybody. Phyllis's Big Blue Rabbit, as impressive as City were with the ball, Watford's fullbacks were the worst I've seen at City. I also did not understand what their formation actually was. It was, they started with 4 at the back. I'll give them that. They started with 4 at the back. Guys, now, I don't think there's many of you who will know the name of the person that followed me on Twitter today. I was really shocked. I had a picture with him. I didn't put it out. I had a picture with him at the game. He was talking to Brian Marwood, and I asked this guy for a selfie. I had one with him before, and he said to me, well, you want one with Brian? He's the famous one, and I wanted this guy because he's got bald bonces like me. And actually, I did put his picture out. I did put it out yesterday. I said 2 peas in a pod. But any guesses who I had my selfie with yesterday, who followed me on Twitter today? I'm really surprised he followed me on Twitter. But I think that's might be because I spoke French with him. Front Maiso Akje. Hey, I don't know where you're from, mate, but welcome to the show. Guys, let's do our player rating. So we're going to start with the big man. Edison. Yeah, let's give Edison a rating. Big Morgan. Yeah, absolutely. Pellegrini doing us a favour. Pellegrini, just as mentioned, is beaten 4 United managers in the Premier League, which I think is the first. Bernard's making a reference to the FA Cup final. Right, let's look at your scores. Angus is giving him 8.5. Bernard's very tight, giving him 7. Jonathan and Cherry Smith following Bernard's lead with a 7. College gives 7. How to be real? Do you think we'll play with the same lineup? We won't play with the same lineup. Absolutely no chance against Preston. Phyllis's Big Blue, was it really far at the back? It looked that way when the ball was on the centre spot every goal. quickly changed into pathetic to run around. City Ladai gives him 7. ITB 8. English Mastiff 7. Underfall 7. Phyllis's Big Blue Rabbit. I'm going to pull you up here, mate. How can you give 6? I've got to ask, what did Edison do wrong to warrant a 6? Mr. Gaza 8. Nice to have you on board, Mr. Gaza. I'm going to give Edison. This is my score. I'm going to give Edison an 8. Okay. Now, the reason I'm going to get Edison 8, he didn't really do too much wrong. He had one bad error, I thought, when he came out for a ball that Fernandinho Fernandinho was covering for. And, you know, he was in no man's land. Fernandinho went back to the goal because Edison had come out and I don't know who it was, had a shot which was weak and wide. But early in the game, he made a save after about 4 minutes from Delafoy. I can't say his name, Delafoy. Anyway, he made a save from him, which was crucial because, you know, if he'd scored, that could have taken away some of our confidence. So I think he deserved the 8 overall. So Cole will only give him an 8 if he scored. Yeah, anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to Walker. Let's move on to Kyle Walker. Now, he didn't play that long. He played about 52 minutes, if I remember correctly. And at one point, he was up on the right wing. Did you notice that, guys? I couldn't believe it. I was looking, and I'm like, hang on, is Walker's on the right wing, and KDB was at right back? I thought, what's going on here? Couldn't believe it. So, let's have a look. Save was cancelled out by another headless chicken run. Yeah, I think he did 2 good bits of play and 1 daft bit. So let's look at your scores for Kyle Walker. Bernard's giving him a 7. Kevin Kakahai, hope you're doing well, mate. Angus gives him a 7.5 to an 8. Hightoby gives him a 6. Jonathan and Cherry gives him a 6. Cole 7. City Ladai 6. Underfall 7. Some of you guys are giving him a 6. Anybody who's giving him below 7, I'd be interested to see why you're giving Kyle Walker less than 7. But to give him a 6, I can't think of any glaring errors from Walker. I can't think of anything that he did really badly. So to give him a 6, I think that's a bit harsh. I'm going to give Walker English Master give him 6.5. I'm going to give him 7.5. That's my opinion for Walker. Unless someone can tell me that he made some glaring errors, I can't be persuaded that he deserves less. Certainly not less than 7. Hey, Phyllis, but you know, we just won 8-0, and whilst I'm not going to go shouting it from the rooftops because Watford weren't great, we still put in a decent level performance. Angus predicted right. Mr. Gaza gives a 7. Okay, let's move on to Ben Mendy. Numbers for Ben Mendy. This will be interesting. What do you think for Ben Mendy? Phyllis is giving him a 6. He's only had half a game, so Phyllis is giving a 6. Bernard 6, English Mastiff 6.5, Underforce 5, Jonathan and Cherry Smith 4. I think 4's a little bit tight. Ooh, can't connect to chat. So I think, well, for me, he made a glaring error. Made a glaring error when he gave the ball away after 4 minutes. I thought that was poor. AK50 gives him 7. Phyllis gives 7. Mr. Gaza 5. Big Morgan surprised he weighed in sick note. Well, Big Morgan, just a score would be nice. Phyllis is given, who's given a 4? Oh, have I missed a 4? Jonathan and Cherry Smith, well, we'll see. Angus 6.5, 7 from AK50. Taita Rota 6. I think 4 is extremely unfair. I'll give Ben Mendy. I'm going to give him a 6. I think that mistake could have and should have led to a goal because he was up the pitch. So many of our players were up the pitch. That was a really, really bad one. Salam Kurum Rashid. Is it Kurum Rashid? I can't remember. Kurum. I remember Kurum. Hope you're well. Nice to see you, mate. We're up to Ben Mendy. We just finished Ben Mendy. We're going to go to our centre backs. We're going to start with Fernandinho. Fernandinho. What mark are you going to give Fernandinho? Let's see how serious people are, because I saw his performance with my own eyes. Angus gives him an 8. Bernard 8. Cicilladai 8.5. Kurum Rashid. Well, Kurum is easy to remember. It was the Rashid that was hard. Kurum's giving Fernandinho an 8. EM's giving him a 9. Bernard an 8. Big Morgan 9. Rolls Royce. Phyllis 8. Did everything well. Bigger test to come. Absolutely. I'm going to give him the biggest mark of the night. AK50, we won the game. All us were given 9 for Ferner, though. Jonathan Churchill, the defence is a joke at the moment. Look at Norwich, so we win 8-0. It's good we got midfield and front. Yes. Under 4 seconds a second. I'm going to give. I'm going to give Fernandinho 9.5. Okay? 9.5. Yes. The important game, Fernandinho, he did everything you'd want a top-class centre-back to do. All the important moments. That ball when Mendy lost it, you watch Fernandinho, he was busting a gut to get back because we were left in no man's land, okay? So he busted a gut to get back. And I've got to give him full credit for that. And as I said, any of the half chances that Watford had, and he was around, he was sniffing out that danger, snaffling it at birth. So at the its infancy of danger, he was there. So I'm giving him a high mark, not because he's a midfielder playing in defence, just because I thought he played fantastically well. So we started with Otamendi. He's up next, Otamendi. So what we're going to give Nico. What are you going to say about KDB? We'll come up to KDB. So, Nicholas Otamendi. Come on, guys. What are your numbers for Nicholas Otamendi? Bernard's going to give him a 7.5. Kurum 7. Angus 7.5. Cole gives a 7. He had a couple of dodgy moments. Underforce gives him a 4. I think 4's a little bit harsh. So what else? Let's have a quick look. Had to be 9. Well, I think some of these numbers are a little bit on the taking the mick side. Let's just. Thomas Castling gives him a 7. Phyllis's Big Blue Rabbit 7. Bounce not well and grabbed the goal. Absolutely. Had to be 9. Tighter Rotar. Had to be 8. Kurum, he got the goal. Otherwise, ooh, you were a bit harsh, aren't you there, KR? Very tight you are, Kurum. But, well, I'll give Otamendi. Because we won by so many, I'll give Otamendi a 7. I think he made a couple of mistakes. He looked a bit dodgy at times. He scored a goal, and he's part of our team. So, yeah, EM would have Nico over John Stones every day of the week. So let's look at. Yeah, there's no right or wrong, Angus. There's no right or wrong. So who else started? We're going to put Rodri in. We'll come to the subs later. So what we're going to have for Rodri? Virgil van Dijk had 3 dodgy moments today, but Phyllis, he's still Ballon d'Or contender, isn't he? He's going to win it. We all know it. So let's look at Rodri. What we're going to have for Rodri? Wow, EM's giving him a 9, Kurum 7, Thomas 8.5, Angus 8, Bernard 7.5, CC de 9, Cole's giving him an 8. Did he actually lose? Did he actually misplace any passes? I don't think he did he? Phyllis says Rodri 8, only faulty sometimes gets close and gets turned, otherwise very good. Dre, agree with your point that he needs to protect back 4 better. Dre, he improved with that little bit this last game. I think he did. He's getting into a consistent level of form, I think. Just trying. Rodri, I'm going to give him an 8. See you, Big Morgan. Bye-bye. I'm going to give Rodri an 8. You know, I think it could have been 8.5. It's a decent performance. Yeah, actually, Phyllis, you're right. I think Fernandinho is still better overall for me, for what we need him for. But I also believe that Rodri will be better than Fernandinho. And I think that's the key. Rodri's at that level that you've got to keep playing him, because he's going to improve, and he's going to be better than Fernandinho. So you just be holding him back if you kept playing. 8, and I see anything between 8, 8.5, 7.5. What people want to say, you know, it's generally a similar sort of number. So let's get into KDB. KDB. Yeah, he's more mobile. He's taller, Phyllis. He's not as good at recognizing danger as Fernandinho, I believe. Angus gives him a 9.5. Siciladine 9. Thomas Castling 9. Dre P 10. Bernardine 8. English Mastiff 9.9. Wow. Cole 8.5. Jonathan and Cherry Smith 9. Dre 10 plus. KDB from Kurumi gets an 8 point. Oh, KDB gets a 9. 9.5 from Phyllis. I'm going to give KDB. I'm going to give him a 9. Actually, gives him a 10. Where's mine? I'm giving Mr. Gaz gives 9. I'm going to give a 9. I thought he played very well. Phenomenal crosses. Got us going. But could have scored another couple of goals, in my opinion. He had that big slice wide in the first half. He had a great dribble in the second half, where if he'd scored it, it would have been a fantastic goal. So I think that's around the 9. Look, I think anything between 8.5 and 9.5 was very, very good. Absolute Dre, you can't expect it to be perfect. Perfect gets you a 10. What about Absolute Call? There's more to come. He's playing well, but he's still got gears to go. David Silva. How about David Silva? So Dr. Dre says missed a few goals, yes, but got to factor in for that. Yeah. Phyllis should have had a hat trick. Let's look at David Silva then. Angus is giving him an 8. Thomas 8. Jonathan Jerry Smith 8. Dre 8. How to be 8. City Ladai 8. Call 8. Bernard 7. Cisa Damoha 7. I don't know what that means. I'm probably saying something rude. English Mastiff 10. I think that's slightly high even for UEM. Dre 7.5. Mr. Gaza 7. 7.5 for Bernard. Phyllis 9. I'm going to give David Silva. Give him an 8. I thought he played really well. He obviously scored that first goal. He was involved with a lot of stuff that was going on. Quick free kick from David Silva. Maybe 8 is a bit tight. Maybe 8.5 was a better number, but I'll leave it at 8. And then what about our Algerian prince, Riyad Mahrez? Any numbers for Riyad? Now, obviously, that free kick that he scored from, well, that was massive deflection on that. What we're going to have oops, I missed loads of them there. Dre says 9, Thomas Caston 8.5, English Mastiff 9, Angus 9.5. Like that 8 3/4. Phyllis, you're right with that David's movement. Bernardo does not get 3 goals. Cole gives him an 8. I'm going to give Mahrez, maybe I'm generous today, an 8.5. He's still got more to do for me. But he's doing more, so he's getting higher numbers. Absolutely, Dre. He should have scored for that header. He should have really scored. And I think he's not keen on heading the ball. He looked like he closed his eyes and hoped for the best. So we'll go to Sergio. League. So we're going for Aguero now. What are we going to give Aguero now? Stu Brennan give him a 10. I can't give him a 10. Hattie gives him 10. Jonathan and Cherry Smith 8. Thomas Castling 7. Dre gives him most players are on Akin and heading. Cisa gives 10. Angus 9. Penalty goal. Mr. Gaza 10. Michael Schneider 6. Dre 8.5. EM 6. 7.5. Call 8.5. Still die 7. Bernard's giving him a 7.5. Phyllis 8. Dre says assisted well but missed many chances. I'm going to give Aguero, I think I'm being generous. I'm going to give him an 8. The penalty, I think, was a poor penalty. He relied on the goalkeeper going the wrong way and he hit it. If the goalkeeper had gone the other way, he'd saved that. He had a couple of other good chances. Hitting the post, I don't mind so much because it was almost there. He had another couple of chances, which I think he should have got a hat-trick. So I think 8's reasonable. And on the other side, this is going to be interesting what people say. Yeah, Bernard says to give a player 10, a player would have to make me feel like 93-20. If someone scored an incredible goal or Aguero scores 4 goals, it's hard not to give him more than 9.5. But anyway, so what we're up to, Bernardo Silva. Yeah, so I said, Phyllis, Foster went one way. Sergio didn't. All Sergio had to do was get the goalkeeper going the other way. Now, Sergio's taken 50 penalties for City. He's not scored enough. Hedgeby gives him 8. Bernard 8.5. Thomas Casting 9. Michael gives him 8. Cole gives him 8.5. Cisa gives 7. Sisladine 9. Angus Walsh 9 to 10 hat trick. Mr. Gaza 6. Phyllis's Big Blue Rabbit 9. EM gives 9. It's the one I'm just thinking about. I'll give him. How much shall I give him? Well, look, he did score the 3 goals. Although 2, David Silva made 1 for him. Another one was KDB. I'll give him an 8. Might think that's a bit harsh, but for me, the danger was coming from other areas on the pitch. It was coming from the right-hand side, a lot of the danger. And Bernardo was fortunate to put a couple in in the second half. And the first half was an Otamendi header that he helped along. So, yeah, Phyllis says Bernardo actually had a strange game, scores 3, but was rattled for the last part of the game. So after Bernardo, we're going to go onto the subs. I think I've done it. Hey, Dominic, hope you're well. So we're going to go on to the subs. Let's start with Angelino. Numbers for Angelino, guys. He had a half a game. Bernard's given a 7.5. DZ Smile, you're not too late, mate. We're going on the subs. DZ Smile, and we haven't done the man of the match yet. So you might still be able to get somebody in there. Michael Schneider, Angelino 7.5. Angus has given a 7. English Mastiff has given 6.5. Dre says, I think he lost the ball quite a bit early on. Bernardo, we're talking about Bernardo. Phyllis, 7. Game was dead, as were Watford. Cole gives a 7. DZ Smile 7. Dre gives Angelino 7. And I'm going to give Angelino. I'm going to give him a 7 too. He did make a couple of mistakes. I think he was bailed out by Eric Garcia once, but he put some good runs in, and it's going to help build up his confidence. Next, we've got. Hey, Matt Winkler, hope you're well, mate. Next, so Joao Cancelo. So he got about 8 minutes of regular time, 3 minutes of injury time. So he got 41 minutes on the pitch. Joao Cancelo. He got 41 minutes on the pitch. Some people are excited by him. EM gives him an 8. DZ gives an 8. Carl gives a 7. Angus 7.5 to 8. Bernard 7. Dre gives 6.5 to 7. So lowest number for Cancelo so far. Matt gives him 7.5. Phyllis, Cancelo got caught on the ball in midfield. Will need time. 6. I thought 6 is a bit harsh. For me, I thought he did a bit better than Angelino. It's very hard to tell. Nice no-look pass for KDB that led to a good play, but to be honest, he didn't have much. Yeah, he didn't have much to do. I'm going to give him a 7.5. Some of these you might feel a bit generous just because we won 8-0. And the last one, Eric Garcia. What are you going to give me for Eric Garcia? Angus gives him 8. Bernard's giving him a 7. Phyllis, I can see why Pepe is reluctant to play Cancelo. English Mastiffs giving us. Eric Garcia is getting a 6.5. Wow. Called 6.5. Wow. What did Eric Garcia do wrong, guys? I've got to know what Eric Garcia did wrong in that game. For you guys, it has to have done something to get 6.5. Now, he didn't play long, I grant him that. He played about 15, 20 minutes or whatever it was. DZ gives him a 7.5. DZ Smile. I think 6.5's a bit on the low side, guys. Garcia 7.5. Game was dead. He just did what was needed. Absolutely. Matt Winkler gives him an 8. I'll give Eric Garcia. I am going to judge him on 20 minutes. I think he deserves. I'm out of my attempt to give him higher. He looked so cool, so cool. Right place, mostly at the right time. Did everything he had to, almost flawless. Yeah, I liked Eric Garcia a lot yesterday. Okay, we move on. Angus gives an 8. I give an 8, and Angus gives an 8. Oops, pressed the wrong one. Let's go back down to my next. I love watching Eric Garcia, says Matt. Me too. Okay, let's go man of the match. I think there are a few different alternatives for man of the match. Bernardo scores a hat-trick. KDB, very influential and instrumental. David Silva, another one, instrumental. So, Jonathan Cherry-Smith says KDB. EM says KDB. Angus says Bernardo. Matt says KDB. Bernard is sitting on the fence getting splinters with everyone. DZ Smile, 9.5. Is that for the man of the match? 9.5, or is that for Eric Garcia? So DZ Smile is giving KDB 9.5, and he's man of the match. Okay. So difficult, absolutely. But the consensus, and I'll go with the consensus. Yeah, it's a close call, Phyllis, because whereas David was only on for about 50 minutes, whatever it was. Both of them had decent games. But like, was it Carl and Bernard said, or one of them said, there's still more to come from KDB. You know, his crosses were great, but he's a bit more to give. KDB, easy for me, is his assist and his goal was pick of the bunch. Absolutely, it's a stonking goal. So that's that. Other two topics, quickly, I'm going to talk about the other two topics today. The Liverpool hacking. Now, I remember the story back in 2013 or so, and what happened was gone to Liverpool. Liverpool just paying them more money. You know, they certainly didn't go to win titles. Liverpool just paying them more money, I do believe. And what City's mistake was, score for the City program, go a 9 out of 10 for Bernard. But what City's mistake was, they didn't revoke or cancel the. It wasn't a fine, Ian. They paid a compensation, I think. It wasn't a fine. Now, what happened was the ex-City scouts, City didn't close down their accounts, so they forgot to close down, I think, their username, passwords, whatever. And whilst at Liverpool, they were still logging in. Now, they logged in loads of times. They were still logging in to look at the City information. Now, it's hard to believe they were not using the information they were gaining from City to help Liverpool. And I think that's why Liverpool have paid the money. It's hard to quantify the loss. It's very hard to quantify the loss that you've made to say, well, we could have bought this player for X and he was worth Y. It's very hard because, you know, there's lots of things that can stop a contract happening. So Liverpool have paid £1 million. That was back in 2013. And it's basically my book. That's just like admitting guilt. Your employees were caught with their hands in the till. You know, there's people who say, well, it's City's fault for not not closing down the accounts. Well, no, it's not just that. It's like someone else said, well, if I leave my door open, my front door open, does that mean you can just walk in and nick what you want? No. People know it's wrong. They know it's wrong. So, yeah, that's what it was. That's the story. And it's come to light now that Liverpool paid that £1 million in compensation to City. I think to avoid it going to court and City not knowing what they could quantifiably get if they took them to court. I think possibly what would have happened is the Liverpool players would have lost their, the Liverpool coaching staff or scouts would have lost their jobs, because there's no way you can keep them on if that had gone to court and a lot of information had come out. You know, you couldn't keep a straight face and keep them on. So I think that's what the money was paid for, to stop City going to court, and City not knowing what they could get in court, just up the money. Now, Phyllis says, let's face it, do we really know what our clubs got up to in the past, are really up to now? Let's not throw stone, folks, because we don't know it. Yeah, that's it. We're not, and I'm not saying we are. I'm just basically giving the story. I have not criticised anybody. I just said, you know, what's happened. City made a mistake. City made a mistake by not revoking the credentials of these guys. And these guys made a huge mistake, and you know, tantamount. Some people call it fraud. I don't know, but you know, they were accessing information using passwords that they knew they didn't have permission to use anymore. But you know, it's like there's a couple in America. The bank mistakenly paid them $100,000, and they quickly went and spent it. They're going to go to jail because they knew it wasn't their money. Same as these guys, they knew it wasn't their information to access. It was Man City's. So you're doing something wrong. I don't think so, Phyllis. It ain't happening, mate. Fraud with intent. Well, whatever it is in EM, you know, they've got problems with the Information Commission if they want, because you know, it's not hacking, but you're using someone else's weaknesses on their IT systems against them. You didn't have permission. You didn't have clearance or authority to do that, and you did it. So anyway, that's that story. The last story, and I'm not going to take any messing about on this, guys, because you know, when we talk serious stories, we stay serious. I got 2 minutes to talk about this. Bernardo Silva and the picture he puts up of Ben Mendy. Hi, Eli Hedaf TV Live. Very good. I think you'll be very happy with the performance of Riyad Mahrez. I think we give him some good numbers tonight, 8.5s and 9s and 9. Around that level. I think even someone gave him a 9.5. So any comments on Bernardo Silva? If you guys don't want to comment, absolutely fine by me. But he jokingly with his good friend Ben Mendy, who they both played together at Monaco, he puts up a caricature of a black person. He was just trying to have fun, but it's that caricature was. That was true. You're right, Phyllis. I don't think he thought it through. I don't believe he's a racist. I just think he didn't think it through, or he's not in the racist in the general accepted sense of the word. You know, sometimes you commit. And I talked to Bernard earlier, and EM said stupid and naive of him, not funny, and the media will slaughter him. Absolutely, they will. Is it as bad as what? Luis Suarez said to Patrice Evra? No. Okay. It was a joke between buddies. And the only person who can tell you whether they were offended about it really should be Ben Mendy. Other people can comment, which is fair dues. You put it out in the public. But my opinion is sometimes, you know, you make a mistake, you apologize, you hold your hand up. And most people, it depends on the severity of the mistake, will accept that it was a genuine mistake. No harm was intended, and then we can move on. The longer you leave it out there festering, then the more you got a mix. You got a people who are genuinely offended, and you got a mix of people who are showing for outrage, and that's a problem. Matty just put out a picture of he was making a joke with Ben Mendy, and he put a caricature of a black person with big lips, and it wasn't. And I hadn't seen it till today, and yeah, it wasn't the best thing to do. Thank you very much, Dre. I hope to catch you around soon. Chris says all you can do is move on, and Bernard has apologised. Phyllis, when the KDB picture of the Milky Bar kid was going around, was that racist? KDB's white, and so is a Milky Bar kid. Yeah. I just think in this day and age, it's not racism isn't just a one-way street. Racism can go both ways. Okay, and I will be honest, many or most of us have been guilty of prejudicial behaviour or thoughts in the past. So we can't just say we're all innocents. It's taken differently, Phyllis. That's the truth. It's viewed differently with the Milky Bar Kid. I think the Milky Bar Kid isn't a caricature on a racist caricature. I think that's the difference. Whereas the picture that Bernardo Silva put up is basically an accepted racist caricature, and I think that's the problem. MEN is running the Bernardo Silva story. I'm not that fussed. I mean, if he's apologised, we move on. Bernard, I don't know what the rules are. Man of the match is KDB, and I'm sorry, mate, I can't read that. I'm trying to read that in Arabic. I can see Jam. It's very small as well. I haven't got my reading glasses on. More true. We're just about to go, mate. We're just about to finish. Angus's ratio needs to be honest. We never ends. So I missed this in Arabic. I'm trying to read it. Jamay. Oh, I can't read that. Jamhay. Oh, I can't read. I need my reading glasses, guys. Phyllis, absolutely living on, guys. That's what it is. I think that's my time is up, guys. I better go. I'm late for my podcast already, but you all know that already. I do a 10 o'clock podcast. No more. Pep won't play the next game. Pep's retired. Jamin Nakol. Is that it? Let me go back up and check. Jami Nakol. There you go. Jami Nakol. Cobby, you're too late, mate. We have to. Don't worry about VAR. Talk to me tomorrow about VAR. See you later, guys. I've got to go. Have a good one. I've done my hour, or nearly an hour. But you guys, yes, Jami Nakol. I could read a bit of it. It's just so small. I'm like really close to it, but I just can't read it without my reading glasses. Yeah, I have lots of glasses now. Reading glasses and long distance. Thanks, guys. Take it easy. Thank you all for joining in. Take it easy. Thanks, guys.